Hey guys, welcome to day 3, goal setting. This to me is where we put the pedal to the metal. It's the action steps, the power behind setting your mind to something and then doing what it takes to get there. We are going to set goals, but it's going to be different than anything you've done in the past. We're not just picking a New Year's resolution. We're not just setting a goal and wishing for it. We're figuring out the system necessary to achieve what we say we want to achieve. How many times in the past have we set that resolution or set that goal and kind of hoped for it, but we didn't really know exactly what it takes to get there, and that there actually is a process involved in working towards a specific goal, no matter what it is, no matter how big, beautiful, bold, scary it is. We are going to set these goals according to where you want to go in your life. Have that vision and that idea of, where am I today? I did that self-assessment. Maybe there are certain areas of my life that I'm just not nurturing, that I really want to be great, but I'm not doing what it takes to get there. Acknowledge those things. We had day 2 where we're working on mindset so that we can overcome those limiting self-beliefs and really start working towards these things that mean something to us. And now we are really diving in to the meat and potatoes of how to get this done. Now, goals have to be SMART. SMART is an acronym that's commonly used in the world of business and goal setting to ensure that you're on the right path towards setting a solid goal. Because as important it is to actually work towards that goal, the goal itself has to be SMART. It has to be first and foremost specific. Is that goal well defined? Or are you just kind of throwing an idea or a concept out there to say, okay, in 2017, I'm going to be healthier? What the heck does that mean? You need to have it well defined so that you know exactly what you're working towards and you can reverse engineer that goal. Healthier, you can't reverse engineer because there's no endpoint. You don't really know if you've achieved it or not. So we're going to work on that. The second piece of the SMART acronym is measurable. It has to be something that can be quantifiable. I want to be skinnier. Well, what does that look like? What does that mean? I'm just using health as an example because it's easy to break this down and help you understand, but there's a difference between saying, I want to be skinnier, or I want to be healthier, or I want to lose 25 pounds. That's a number. You can measure that. You know exactly whether you hit it or you didn't. And you know what you can do to get there. And then ask yourself, is my goal attainable? Is it attainable to me? Or will your current path or situation not allow for it? So for example, you can say I want to lose 25 pounds, but if your doctor just told you you're going to be on bed rest for the next few months, maybe it's not the right goal. And is it realistic? Is it possible? You want it to be a challenge. You want this to push you. You want it to be outside your comfort zone. You actually want it to scare you a little bit. That's kind of how you know you're onto something. But there's a difference between saying, I want to lose 25 pounds and I want to lose 100 pounds in the next month. Is it healthy? Is it realistic? Make sure it is. And then time-based. Set a deadline and stick to it. That is the key. You have to have that level of commitment to your goal. I want to lose X amount of pounds by this date. Put it on your calendar and wear it with pride. And remember, so much about goals, it's about the journey in pursuing them. It's not always about whether or not you hit it. But if you are aiming for something specific, measurable, attainable, all of those things we talked about, it's realistic, and you're charting it out and you're really planning on how you're going to get there, you will achieve so much more in that journey than you would have if you didn't do it this way. It's not about beating yourself up if that date on the calendar shows up and you've fallen short, but you've worked towards it. Using this resource guide that you're going to get, the goal guide, it will help you really bring these goals to life. You're going to write out the action steps that are necessary in achieving the goal, the people that would be involved in that goal. You want to be the manager at your job. Well, who's a part of that process? Who do you need to include in that journey to ensure you get there? You want to build your own business. Well, you might want to inform your husband of this, who might have to pick up the slack with the kids. Who is involved? You're going to write that down in the goal guide. The date you're seeking to achieve this goal by, because like we said, we need to have it be time sensitive. The goal itself, how are you give the goal a good title. Don't make it just something like boring, like lose 25 pounds. Like spice it up, make it something that you connect to, and then you'll have the chance to check it off when you achieve it. And not every goal has to be by the year. You can have goals that you set for this month or next month or the next 90 days, because we're going to be working, you'll see, in a 90-day calendar. And then, you work towards it, you hit it, and then you set a new goal. If you've set a resolution this year, what's going to make it different than last year? The resolution itself might be different, but what's different in you? We talked about the power of belief, but how about the power of goals and then the actions to get to them? Remember that just a fresh start, a clean slate, it's a beautiful thing, but nothing changes if you don't change. You need to change something, or the same things are going to happen, and we don't want to close out another year feeling like we've missed the boat. So part of that was assessing your reality. We did that as self-assessment, so you're aware of the truth in where you stand in the different areas of your life. And now you're working on that mindset. You're doing personal development every day, right? You're all doing it. And you're working towards what you most want to achieve. But now we're putting our pen to paper and bringing it to life. We're making it a little bit scary. We're making it real. And we're fighting for what we really want. You want to be, this is an interesting concept, you want to be emotionally connected to the long-term vision. Like for me, 5 years ago, when I was working in corporate and I was so unhappy, and then I found this Beachbody coaching opportunity, I set my sights on the long-term vision. I want to be out of this job. I want to do this full-time. That was a long-term vision. I knew it wasn't going to happen overnight. I knew it wasn't going to come easily, but I saw that and I was emotionally connected to that. Right now, as I make this video, I can hear my son and my husband playing downstairs. And I'm 9 months pregnant, and I'm like, my husband's going to be home with me when we have this baby. And I had this vision for that back then. And it's real, and it's happening right now. But I had to be emotionally detached from the day-to-day action steps it took to get there. So what does that mean? It means it's the compound effect. It means it's about a long-term commitment. It means that that vision, I'm connected to that. Like, it could drive me to tears when I thought about it back when I was sitting in that cubicle. But the action steps, the not so sexy things that I had to do each day to achieve each of those goals, which were stepping stones to get to the ultimate vision, I couldn't focus on the end result of each of those action steps because a lot of times there was failure, there were mistakes, there were struggles along the way. And if I let myself give up every single time because I was emotionally connected to each and every one of those little action steps, I would never be where I am now. I would never have allowed that compound effect for that to build over time, and I would have never stayed committed to my long-term vision. If you have a question about that, please ask in the comments, because it's a concept that will make all the difference in pursuing these goals. You need to have a reason behind that goal. Don't just say, I want to be the manager, because it's the next step in the line of things of what you should be doing in your job. Why do you want to be the manager? What does that mean for you? What would that do for your life? You become the manager, what are the measurable things that would change in your life? How would that make you feel? And then on top of that, what's the cost if you don't make that happen? Is it a financial cost? Is it an emotional cost? Is it like a feeling of fulfillment? You have to identify those things so that you can be connected to that long-term vision. And remember that failure is a part of the process. It's actually your greatest gift. I could never count as high as many identify exactly how many failures I've had over these last 5 years in building my business and getting my life to where I want it to be right now. But every mistake, every failure has been an incredible teacher. One of the personal development books I recommended to you was by one of my favorite mentors, John Maxwell, and it's a book called Failing Forward. Every time you fall on your face, you get back up and you keep going because of that long-term vision. And then there are a few little things you can do to make pushing for your goals more exciting, more connected to you, more of empowering and something you look forward to. Reward yourself with each goal. Maybe in the section beneath the goal, when you write it down, write a little note of when you achieve that goal, what's something small that you'll look forward to. Here's a tip. If you're looking for something like weight loss, don't make your little reward a cheat day. Don't do things that break your positive momentum and your positive habits. That's like where people's mind go, oh, if I stick to this plan for, 1 month, I'm going to allow myself to eat whatever I want for a full day. That won't serve you. It's not productive. You want to set a reward that still sticks to so maybe you go get a massage. If you complete this workout program, you let yourself go get a massage or buy a new pair of sneakers. Something like little that you look forward to that you're rewarding yourself along the way. Another key tip, saying no. We say yes to way too many things. One of the books I recommended, another one in the personal development section, is The Best Yes. If it doesn't align with your goals, the schedule you're creating to achieve those goals, your long-term vision, why are you saying yes to it? It's not easy to say no. When people we care about, ask us for something or to do something, it's our tendency to say yes. When we're at work and someone comes and piles another thing on our desk and says, oh, can you just get to this when you have time? We say yes. But if it's not aligning with your path, your vision, learn to embrace the no. It will make a world of difference in both your level of stress and fulfillment, and also as to whether or not you achieve what you're looking to achieve. And then the to-do list. Don't make it a mile long. Keep your tasks simple. You'll notice on the sheet there are only space for 6 little action steps for each goal. Make them those stepping stones to achieving that goal. Reverse engineer it. Look at your goal. It's quantifiable. Identify it. Like if your goal is to pay off your student loans, that's a certain amount of money. So you have to break that down into some steps. How much do you have to pay each week, each month? How much more do you have to save? Maybe what do you have to cut out that you're currently doing to save that money? Identify it and then make your task list, and each day have the little tasks that you can do to work towards that goal. And do those tasks first, because those are the things you will naturally avoid. So if you do them first, they're done. And at the very least, you've done what you had to do that day. You've controlled the controllable and you've worked towards your goal that day. Show up daily. Do it daily. Don't check in one week and out the other week. Set your goal and make sure you're doing something each day to work towards it. Another thing, share your goals with someone else. It's big and powerful to write it down on paper, but don't hide that. Share it with your spouse. Share it with your best friend. Find someone who's going to hold you accountable. Share it with someone in this group. Find an accountability partner. Just comment below saying, hey, I'm looking for someone who's pushing for goals and to hold me accountable. Will you do it? Who wants to help me? And you just check in with each other and hold each other accountable and boost each other up. That's a big piece of pushing for things that are outside of your comfort zone or a little scary to you. And my final piece of advice as you fill out this goal guide, be bold. Don't put little goals on there that are aligned with your limiting self-beliefs. Like, I'd love to be a millionaire this year, but that's not going to happen. So I'm going to cut it down to this much. Be bold, be a little crazy, put things out there that, don't convince yourself that certain things are not attainable to you. If other people are doing it, you can do it. Make it happen. You want to build your own business this year? Freaking build it. Set a big goal. Fight for it. Relight that fire inside and let go of all those things that have held you back from going for your dreams. You want to live your best year ever? Go for the best things ever. This is your chance, and I'm excited to be a part of it, and I can't wait do me a favor, when you fill out these goals, if you're comfortable with it, take a picture and share it in the comments. I want to see what your goals are. I want to help hold you accountable, and I want to see you work towards living your very best year.